Hey guys, this video is for educational purposes only. Please do not break the law.
So let me ask a quick question. You mentioned that you don't have to weigh out the product when you're putting it into them. Now,
Yeah.
I've seen with other systems that they do weigh it out. A lot of times the laws are saying you can't go over this amount. You got to be
Yeah.
within X percent or whatever. So we don't want anybody breaking any laws or regulations and getting fined or anything. So if they're not weighing out the product, is it just a volumetric thing? And it's just that once you get a consistent product, volumetrically, you know that everything is going to be consistent in that weight range?
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, we sell a scale. So we have 72 individual little load cells where you can take that tray and then you can set it on the scale, look at a heads up. It'll show you if any of them are above or under your range. So we understand that operators out there have to be within a specification and they can't go over or under, or they're going to get fined. They're going to be in trouble. So what we're saying is once you get it dialed in and once you go and you weigh them, they're going to be consistent because the top tray sits on the bottom tray and there's just the right amount of space in there so that when you put the material, it'll only fill the cones up so far. And then all the excess material on the top of your tray that didn't go in the cones, that you can just reclaim, put it right back in your bucket, and then boom, you're good to go. So you don't have to pre-measure your material. It'll all come out in the end when you put it up there. They'll only fill up to the certain, length that you've designated to hit your weight, whether it's 1 gram or half grams or, dog walkers or whatever you're doing, you'll have that already set up already. So that once you put the material, you're cranking and you're just going. You don't have to stop and weigh unless you want to. There's some weighers out there that you have to weigh each pre-roll individually. Like I said, you can take 72, set them on there, look up, and you can check all of them to make sure they're there. That scale is really, really sensitive though. So you can't be operating that like under an air conditioner, or we had some people once, they wanted to have a mobile rolling thing and they wanted to put that scale back there like in the back of a truck or a van, and we're like, those are sensitive, those are 72 little cells, that's not going to work. But once you get dialed in, even if you just spot check and weigh them and stuff, you're going to be good because you have set the parameters of how much space is between that top and bottom tray, and it won't fill too much, it won't go too low. It's just you've already set that up, and then you can just rinse and repeat.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't realize that you had a scale that had 72 cells in it. That's really cool. I can imagine using that for setup to dial it in. If you did have any issues with, I don't know why you would, but if there was 1 or 2 cells within the unit that weren't filling properly, you could use that scale and pinpoint the problem right away using that. And then you can do your spot checks. If you've got a new product and it's fluffier or denser, you're obviously going to want to tune that in for that particular product. Maybe it's a little moister, it's a humid day or something, so you can always adjust it. But I really like that a lot. And it sounds like, from what you said, you can adjust the amount of product by adjusting the space between the trays. So if you're doing 109 millimeter, but you have a denser product, you can't fill it with the same amount as the fluffy product you just got done rolling, then you can just adjust the distance, dial it right into 1 gram or whatever you're shooting for in that size, and you're off to the races. Does that sound about right?
That's exactly right. And so what you would do is you get some different size trays for the different size pre-rolls you're going to make. And then once they're filled, then boom, you go to closing. And people have different systems for closing. Some people close manually. We've got the atomic closer, which does that nice little Dutch crown that people really like, 72 at a time, right? So the same thing, right? Filling 70, infusing 72, closing 72. You're starting to notice a trend here. Everything is moving along the Santa's workshop 72 at a time. And so once you start doing that efficiently, those numbers do add up. So on the Rocket Box side, that's where we've got the mini Rocket Box Plus. That's the small 72 pre-rolls at a time, and that will do about 10,000 pre-rolls a day. So you'll be able to fill 10,000 pre-rolls a day with just that mini Rocket Box Plus. And then we've got the Rocket Box 2.0. That's the one I was telling you about, where it's like 453. That's the big mambo jambo, but it doesn't fit in the 72 count tray workflow. So you'd have to move those to the trays, but that'll do 20,000 a day. Okay, so now you're filling 20,000 a day. The Rocket Box 3.0, that's the one we just came out with, which is designed for infused material, homogenized stuff. That one is going to be similar to the mini Rocket Box Plus. And then we have a Rocket Box Pro. The RocketBox Pro, this is for, I told you our stuff works from small craft to, this is for like co-packers. And it's got like 5 mini rocket boxes. So you've got 5 72 count trays. You look like you're standing in a DJ booth, right? And right there, you can have different sizes and different strains all going at the same time. And you've got 5 of those things going with strain integrity, with size integrity in each one. And that thing is it's just a beast, man. It just cranks out. So you'd be doing 40,000 a day with that. And again, you can be having different sizes, different strains. You use the same well each one over and over, so you have integrity with your material and everything like that. And yeah, some people will just get 2 mini RocketBox Pluses. Some will get that big old Pro. It doesn't matter. We've got a machine that will fit you. You don't have to fit in with our stuff. Our stuff will fit in with what you're trying to do. And again, that's one of the cool things. You get to kind of customize it. You ever ordered a car online? That's how you do it now. Have you ever done that?
No, not yet. No.
It's pretty cool because you get to go and you pick, and I want this model, and I want this color, I want the tow hitch, I want that, right? And so when it's all said and done, you spent a bunch of money, but you've customized your car. It's the same thing here. You're going to customize your tech setup. Okay, I want this grinder, I want this rocket box, I want this here. I'm going to do these sizes, and again, we'll kind of guide you along the way so you're not going to be, we don't want overkill either. We've had some people that are like, oh yeah, I want your mini rocket box. It does 453. And we're like, how many pre-rolls are you doing? And they're like, oh, about 3,000 a month. And we're like, okay, wait a minute, stop. You don't need that big of a machine for this here. Let's not kill an ant with a sledgehammer. Let's dial this back a little bit. And so again, we'll work with people. And sometimes your tech stack will change. Sometimes your needs will change. We're always there. We've got different programs. Sometimes we can buy back machines, help you get into some others.